Hello and welcome to the PAX 2009 Elemental Alpha Build walkthrough. Now, most people didn't get to go to PAX this year, and I pity you because it was pretty great. But I wanted everyone who's been interested in Elemental to have a chance to see what we were presenting. So, I'm going to essentially go through the walkthrough a little bit quicker, hopefully, and we'll see. So, Elemental is a turn-based fantasy strategy game set in a world that has been decimated in a great cataclysm. So, in order for me to build my first city, I need to actually expand some of my essence. So I'm going to do that. Now you see I've set up my little town here. If I zoom in, you can see some of the level of detail work we're trying to do in this game. There's little guards, and now if you watch that little barrel right here in the center, or right by the house, if I zoom out, you'll see it disappears. It's because all of our models have very extensive level of detail work being put into them. And they're all made with our in-game tile editor, which we'll show in another video hopefully pretty soon. So I'm going to head my guy out to go adventuring. And in the meantime, I'm going to build up my city. I have a fertile ground resource here, so I'm going to build my first farm. And I'm going to build a couple houses. Now you'll note that the ground around my settlement has started to expand. That's my essence seeping into the earth. And as that expands out, once it's far enough away from this city, I'll be able to found other cities in my essence that are touching my essence and not have to expand any more essence to do that. So I'll start exploring. And I'll really quick show you here. Here's a little dungeon mouth. We don't actually have dungeons fully in right now, so we're not going to go in there. If I go in there, I'll just get 200 gold. Once again, all of these assets are being made with the in-game tile editor. Now, while he heads north, I'm going to go ahead and bang through a few turns so you can see how my essence will start to expand. Let's get out a little more. There we go. Once the farm settles in, there we go. You see, even the stone in the surrounding environment will change to reflect my environment. You see the trees start to as well. Alright, well that town builds up. I'll go ahead and start doing a little research. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to start researching warfare. Warfare will give me barracks, which I may need later. And I'll also go in here and start training my first basic guard. And maybe I'll start training a scout. Now you see how long that's going to take. It's because I don't have any barracks yet. Meanwhile, my sovereign's been waiting for me because I was taking too much time. So we'll head north. Now, let's see. Now you'll see that this upper area is green here. It's because something is emanating life. And oh, look, there's something coincidentally. Let's move up here. It's one of the lost shards. This is a earth shard. And I'm going to start heading down there. I guess my city is now being guarded. Alright, so this is an elemental shard. This one is an earth shard. In order for me to channel any earth mana, I need to control a earth shard. So I'm going to head over here, and I'm going to build another little settlement. Now, any resource you control in elemental will have to be within the confines of a city, or a small town or outpost. So I'm going to build my first little outpost out here. You'll notice because this area is already green, I didn't actually have to expend any essence. Now I'm going to go in here and build a elemental shrine. And because there's no farm, this town probably won't ever get too big, but I'm going to give it a couple little houses just so that it can continue to grow. Now I'll show you here. This is the shard shrine, and as soon as it's done, I will have the ability to channel earth mana. In the meantime, I'm going to head up here. Don't you go in that city like you just did. So he's going to head up there. And oh, you saw there was a little guy. Now, one of the things we talk about with Elemental is that it's going to have a lot of RPG-like elements. We'll have quests, we'll have dungeons. Unlike in a lot of strategy games, you are not playing some invisible guy in the sky. You are actually playing your sovereign. I like to show this because it really shows kind of how this game is could almost just be an RPG. I mean, if you had a little party with an elf and a troll, or an elf and a warrior and a wizard and a donkey, it might as well be Baldur's Gate if you locked it to this camera angle. All right. So now I just happen to know that there is a fire shard off beyond this little troll camp. So I'm going to head over there. Uh-oh. This guy apparently doesn't like me. Oh, haha. Missed me. Now, currently we actually do not have any tactical battles in yet. Tacticals will be real-time. Even for small combat like this, you have the option to go to a tactical battle scene, and our goal is for the giant battles to be the most impressive thing, where you'll go in and you can micromanage all you want. Now, because this is a turn-based game, you also have the option to auto-resolve. So we're just going to auto-resolve when we hit this guy. So we'll run through and take him out. All right. And I found a little pouch of gold in that little area. Now, one of the things I like to show at this point is that Elemental can be played even in tactical mode. Now, you see this. This is our what we call cloth map mode. I can actually move and play the entire game in this mode. To prove that, I'll actually go ahead and go to cloth map only mode. Now this will be our super low-end performance. Our goal is for this to actually be playable on netbooks. So you can see I'm here in cloth map only. All movable pieces, like this troll here, are shown up as little pewter pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and build another town. And I can even do that in cloth map mode. Right? And I will, in turn, need to build a shrine on this farm. So I'm going to go there. I'll build a couple more houses, like I said, just so people have a place to live and so the city can continue to grow. Now, while that's finishing, I'm going to head over and try and get this last troll. Now, I think it's technically a bug that he's moving, but we'll just pretend you guys didn't see that. There's no evidence of it. All right. Now, because this is kind of what people want to see is the 3D aspects, we'll go ahead and switch back to full screen, to full graphical mode. All right. Now that I've gotten rid of that troll and I've tapped a fire shard, which will be showing up shortly, I'm going to head up north here. My shard is done. All it's going to take is a couple more turns for me to... Uh-oh. Now, I know I can take this troll out, so I'll just go ahead and charge him. And now you can see I also now have some fire mana, so that'll work out well. What's going on? Oh. Well, you can see here that... he has friends. So even though I can very easily take out... Oh, I've leveled up. Take out him, I don't think I'm quite feeling up to this little town back here. Now you can see here, this is why when we got up here, the world was all evil. It's because this city up here is a fallen kingdom, and they are emanating evil. Now, luckily, I work at Stardock, and I have a nice cheat. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my spells. And we've unlocked one of the later game spells. This is called Volcanic Upheaval. And because I have some earth mana and some fire mana, I shouldn't have any problem with these guys. So let's zoom out a little bit. And I'll just drop that right in the middle of their little army. All right. No more bad guys. All right. Well, that's essentially our basic walkthrough in Elemental. Couple other little things to show is if I unhide the fog of war here, I can actually show you the size of the map. Now, this is a tiny map. We are actually considering doing a smaller size because this turned out to be pretty big. Here's the town we started in at. And there's the town we just finished. Now, if I continue to zoom out, let's see. That is a tiny elemental map. Now, the huge will be about 4 times that, and if we can get a native 64-bit version, we might have an even huger version. I'll really quick show you around. Here's an evil town that was starting to be built over on the other side of the world. Different environments. There's another town expanding out. Here's some winter environment. You guys might recognize this from some of the early mock-ups. We actually went ahead and just I added that to this map just because I wanted to see how close our actual engine was to the mock-ups, and luckily our engine looks about 1,000 times better than the mock-ups, so we're very happy with that. Here's some swamp environment. Okay, so that's Elemental. In a nutshell, you know, we haven't really touched on the gameplay aspects in this demo, but this is mostly so everybody can see how the graphical aspects are coming along. We're very proud of our, what we call it, an illustrative style that is hopefully going to give Elemental a unique look, and we'll see you around on the forums.